please turn off your cell phones, pagers, anything like that, so it doesn't interrupt the speaker tonight. Tonight we have with us, making her debut into the speaking motivational world, a very special person to me and to all of y'all in here. I do look up to her, and I do learn a lot from her, and I hope tonight that all of y'all will too. So everybody, give it up for Angela Dawn Payne. Woo!
One shot, one opportunity. Seize everything you ever wanted. One moment that you capture, just let it slip. Yo.
Thank you for that introduction. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight. It means a lot to me to have my family and my friends here to support me as I enter this portion of my life. I want to thank God for bringing me here to this time and this place and this opportunity. I want to thank my husband for all of his important roles that he plays in my life. He's my support when I need him to be and a kick in the pants when I need it too. I want to thank my family for being here. They have stood by me in times when no one else has. When there was no one else around, I had my family. I want to thank my friends that are here for believing in me, for saying you can do this, even when others have said you can't. I want to thank the staff tonight of Truthway Community Worship Center. They've been very gracious and allowed me to have my event here this evening. I'm very thankful for that. Basically, I just want to thank everyone in my life that has made me be awesome.
We love you, dog! Woo! Woo!
Before we really get into it, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, as some of you may know or some of you may not know. I want to let you know kind of how I got to where I am today. June 27th, 1984, I made my mark and my grand entrance into this world. And at 15 minutes old, as I pitched my first temper tantrum, the world should have known then that I was not going to go quietly. My dad was an alcoholic who turned into an excellent minister. My mom was just your average, everyday super mom. She worked, she took care of us. I had an older brother and a younger sister in the home with me. So I suffered that dreaded middle child syndrome. You know, poor pitiful me. Never got to do anything first, never got to be the baby. We moved around a lot with my dad's ministry, and we finally settled in the metro Atlanta area in 1997. Starting in my early teens, I suffered with my first bout of depression. I lived a very strict, somewhat sheltered childhood, not in a bad way. My parents they didn't want me to experience anything bad, so they kind of kept some stuff from us. And I really had no clue of real life. I had no clue about running a household. So as I got married at a very young age, and I moved away from my family, I again fell into small bouts of depression. I had no clue about life. I wasn't ready to handle it. During this time, I decided I was going to enter school to become a nurse. It was what I was meant to do. You know, I wanted to help people. I wanted to get out there and make a difference in the world. I had a small child at the time, a husband who wasn't home a lot. He worked a good bit. And I didn't have a lot of close friends, distance-wise or emotionally. So I began a period of my life that we now refer to as the dark days. I wasn't happy with my career choice. I even went so far as to leave nursing school the semester before I graduated. I really began seeking answers and seeking a path. And I sought the advice of my friends, my family, my spiritual leader. That really led me to this moment in time. I wanted to be that person that motivates and inspires. I had so many people that had really given me a new perspective on my life. I knew this is what I was meant to be. I love to talk, so why not do what you love and what you're good at and help other people along the way, right? I chose to enter a new path in my life and just be awesome. So I also know I could have said, be the most likable you, or be the greatest you, or any other number of things. But be the most awesome you just has so much passion to it and so much behind it, emotion and depth, that just kind of grabs you. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, awesome literally means inspiring awe. So tonight, I want for each one of you to maximize your ability to go out there and inspire awe. As I laid out these topics, I really had to kind of pick and choose. I mean, I could have chosen 100 different things that would have shown how to increase your awesomeness or how to be great at being awesome. But I kind of narrowed it down to these 7 in the essence of time. While there's not one particular item on here that I feel is necessarily more important than another, I really feel that the top 2 kind of go where they're supposed to go. I put self-awareness first very deliberately. Many people may feel that spirituality should have come first, but I believe that you've got to become self-aware. According to the freedictionary.com, self-aware is aware of oneself, one's traits, one's feelings, and behaviors. Be aware of your traits. Know what you like. Know what you don't like. Know what you're good at. Know what you're bad at. It's okay to be bad at something. Be aware of your feelings. Society teaches us boys don't cry. So oftentimes we're left with men who are emotionally suppressed. Or for that matter, women too, because women are told it's a man's world. You gotta man up, suck it up, do the man thing to do. So we're left with women who are emotionally suppressed. Sometimes people fall into stereotypes, what they're expected to do or expected to be, and they shut their own selves out. Know your behaviors. It's okay to study yourself. It's okay to love yourself. It doesn't make you arrogant. It doesn't make you conceited. To take time for self-discovery is nothing bad. Try something new. Get out there, go skydiving, bungee jump. I mean, I'm not going to because I'm scared of heights, but more power to you. Do something new. Express yourself. Reach out there. My mom likes to paint. My husband likes to draw. My brother has music. He speaks as well. Express yourself. Get creative. If you're truly self-aware, if you know yourself, then you're not just going through the motions in life. And a lot of people do. They just go through the motions in life. They're not aware of themselves. But really awesome people don't just go through the motions in life. They live. They connect. Buddha says, you, yourself, as much as anybody in this entire universe, you deserve your love and affection. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. You have this one shot, this one time at this life that we have. Make the most of it. Be the best you that you can be. Be the most awesome you that you can be. Our final quote says, you will be as much value to others as you have been to yourself. What you put into yourself is all you can give to others. The next thing I have listed is spirituality. Okay, I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about I go to this church or I go to that church. I'm talking about connecting to your source. Call it the universe, call it Allah, call it whatever you choose. I call my source and my creator God. Human beings have a deep-rooted longing. They need to connect to God. We need to feel the energy that created us. While I was looking for a definition of spirituality, the one that I like best came from the Oxford Dictionary, and it says, spiritual, as an adjective, is relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So what does this mean? It means, as humans, we need a place to go where stuff doesn't matter. Our soul needs a place of solitude, whether it's 5 minutes a day or an hour a day, whether you pray or you meditate or you just take a walk in nature. You've got to connect. You've got to have your spirit connect to that greater power. Okay, now I'm not saying shun organized religion and go live on a mountain out in the middle of somewhere and be a monk. But if that's what you got to do it. Connect. I mean, at best, you've got, what, maybe 100 years to live this life on the good end. Why not live it to the most full that you can? Okay, I want to take a minute and do something. Just want everybody to kind of close your eyes. Just kind of clear your mind. Be quiet in yourself. And I want you to think about the happiest time of your life. Just really think about that moment. Think about how it made you feel. Think about how thankful you were for that moment. Just be in peace with that moment. You can open your eyes. This is a very small taste of something like meditation. Just something small to get your mind and your soul centered. Another component of being awesome is getting busy. And no, I'm not talking about like that. Okay, we're going to do something else real quick. I want everybody to stand up. And I want you to reach up like you're going to grab the ceiling. I want you to grab it. I want you to pull down. Just really pull down. Pull the ceiling down. Okay. Without hitting your neighbor. Stretch your arms out as far as you can. Stretch. And if you can, touch your toes. Okay. Do some leg lifts or something. Do a squat if you feel like it. Okay. Y'all can be seated. The Payne Clinic actually gives us some really great information regarding stretching and exercise. Stretching is good for increasing blood flow to your muscles. And it's really important. You have people that stay stationary for long periods of time, students in particular, or someone at a desk job, or someone in law enforcement that may not be able to get out of their car, and do exercise per se. Even if you have a desk job, you can't leave, you can't take a walk at lunchtime, you can at least stand up and stretch. You can, do some squats or run in place. Do something. The benefits of regular exercise are huge. It's been shown that you should aim for at least 30 minutes a day, every day. But if you can't do that, do 5 minutes, do 2 minutes, do a minute 60 seconds of your life and devote it to exercise. Exercise helps to control your weight. It helps to combat health issues. Exercise can prevent and manage diseases such as heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and even depression. It's been shown that exercise literally puts you in a better mood. When you get out there and you're exercising, your brain starts sending out chemicals to your body that increase your mood to a better place. It boosts your energy and your endurance. And it actually does increase intimacy. So not only are you out there, you're exercising, you're starting to look good, and you got these little chemicals, and you're feeling good. You know what I mean? It really does work. Okay, let me tell you a true story about what exercise can do for you. I had a man that I used to know, worked with him. This guy had to have been 100 years old. Easy. This man worked out religiously. 2 hours a day, every day of his life. When we were at work, he was in better shape than most of the 18-year-olds there. You needed a 75-pound bag lifted, that's who you'd call. He'd come, and not only did he take care of his body and keep his body fit, he kept his mind fit as well. There's actually a website, it's called The Importance of Education, and it lists a few of the perks of education. Education will ensure a more productive future. Statistically, every year, around 1.2 million people drop out of high school. And that's just in the United States. That's about 7,000 kids a day. Or like one every 26 seconds that's dropping out of high school. Dropouts on average in their lifetime earn $200,000 less than a high school graduate. Okay, so if you're still in school, be awesome, stay in school, and when you get out of high school, go to college. Pursue your education. Increase your mind. It also does help with decision making. Have you ever heard the term, I'm going to take an educated guess at that. The key word there is educated. You can't guess at some things without being educated. Being educated increases your confidence. You don't have to worry about sounding stupid if you actually know what you're talking about. And yes, for my 4-year-old, stupid is an ugly word, and we don't say it at home. The Alzheimer's Association states, mental decline is primarily due to altered connection between your brain cells. But they say it is possible to generate new brain cells and to increase your connections in your brain. One thing that they did note, however, lower education has a direct correlation with increased risk of Alzheimer's. So they're saying that high school dropouts have an increased risk of getting Alzheimer's at a younger age. And they're saying that the further that you pursue your education, the more your risk goes down for getting Alzheimer's. They suggest several different ways for keeping your brain active. Read. If you like to read, read. Write. Do crossword puzzles. I know we've all seen, your granny or your grandpa, and they're sitting there and they're doing a crossword puzzle or Sudoku or whatever that math game is. They're keeping their mind out there and keeping it active. They say do memory exercises. On that note, we're going to do a little exercise right now. From the beginning of eternity to the end of every time and space, to the beginning of every end, and to the end of every place, what am I? I'll give you a minute just to kind of look at that and think that over. Do we have a brave soul? Cody, give it a go.
God?
That's a great answer. God is the answer for everything, but not this problem.
Okay.
Time.
Almost, but not quite. Eternity. Space. In and place. I am the letter E. Let me show you something else education does. I can walk up to you and I can say, I'm so loquacious. All it means is I'm talking. Okay? My husband and I have a game we like to play. We call it the dictionary game. We take a dictionary. It's a book. I know there's iPads and notes and stuff, but it's a real book with paper. We take it, we flip through it. We land on a random page. We put our finger there and close our eyes and find a word. We look at the word, we pick the word, we read the word, read the meaning. We try and find a way to incorporate this word into our everyday vocabulary. I challenge you to go home and Google it if you don't have an actual dictionary. Google really big words or words that make me sound smart. And find one of these really big words that nobody else is going to know what you're saying probably, and just start using it. Because it makes you awesome. Because you're educating yourself. We got one more thing. Got a math problem. And I know my mom particularly can appreciate. She loves math. It's her favorite thing ever. Anybody want to get that a stab?
Equals 0.
I've got a button. We have got some smart people in here tonight. The answer is 0. Okay? But without getting educated, if you sat at home and didn't go to school, my nephew would have never known that that was 0. That's a really good job, by the way. You gotta take me time, okay? To maintain your awesomeness, much like beauty sleep, you gotta recharge. I've often said, you can't possibly take care of anyone else until you learn how to take care of yourself. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, take time for you. After everybody's in bed, go read a book. If you're a girl, paint your fingernails. Or go on your lunch break and get a haircut. Guys can go get haircuts and then get your head massaged. They do all sorts of nice stuff when you get a haircut. Take time on your way to work. You know, if you got Starbucks sitting, I know my sister-in-law loves her some Starbucks. She's riding to school. Just really be in that moment. Take time to just think about nothing but yourself. It's okay to be selfish. It is okay. I know moms in particular have a really hard time taking time for themselves. Make time. Okay, I'm not giving any sort of medical advice or any sort of counseling, so don't try this at home kind of thing. But I'm going to tell you what I used to do. My son was 6 months old, and he had a raging case of colic. He screamed from sun up to sundown, and sun up again. And when he was not sleeping, he was screaming. And he did not sleep often. My husband worked an hour away, 60 hours a week, 6 days a week. He wasn't home much, needless to say. So I needed me time. You know, you're sitting there with a screaming baby. I needed it desperately. I'll take my son, I'll buckle him in his car seat, I'll walk him over the sliding glass door, I'll set him down in front of my sliding glass door, I would go outside, I would shut the door. I could see him, he was safe, he was still screaming, but I wasn't hearing it. And I would take 5 or 10 minutes or half an hour, not really, and I would take some time for myself. I had to care for that child no matter what, but I had to get me centered, or it was going to be a bad day. I was going to be in a room with padded walls, you know, and the jacket that makes you hug yourself. They're no fun. You can't get out easy. That was a joke. It's okay to laugh. While this may not work for everybody, the point I'm trying to make is, where there is a will, there is a way. You can make time for yourself. I know for men, you know, maybe you want to go hunting or fishing or whatever men do. Get out there and recharge yourself. Men need me time just as well. I know my brother, you know, he pastors a church and he devotes so much of his time to the church that often you don't see him taking time for himself. He needs me time too. You know, my husband's got a successful business, full-time student, 2 kids. He needs me time too. Everybody's got to take time for yourself. It helps your state of mind. It helps you recharge you. Sometimes your me time might include your friends. You know, you want to go out and have a girls' night out, something like that. You got to have awesome friends, okay? Up here, I've got a variety of people in my life that I really hold dear. I've got my parents, who I have not always considered a friend. They were my parents, like it or not. But the older I get, the more I realize they are my friends. And most of the time, they're pretty awesome. I've got my siblings up here who we've laughed together, we've cried together. My sister's beat me up more than once. My brother has taught her how to do this. We may be blood, but above that, they too are my friends. And they are awesome. They support me. They lift me up. They push me for greater things. They encourage me. You see my husband up here. I would hope that every married person out there would consider your spouse your best friend, or at least one of them. And not only your best friend, but that they're an awesome friend. Because, I mean, I'm not trying to be married to somebody who's not awesome. I'm just saying. I can't even begin to tell you how awesome this man is. He has supported me, and he has pushed me through, and he has told me, yes, you can, when I said, no, I can't. He's been there for me through times when he really shouldn't have been there for me, but he was anyway. I've got friends up here that I've known for a very long time, since I was young. And I've watched these people grow up into genuinely awesome individuals. I mean, I look at, you know, some of my friends that I see the things that they do, and you could do it, and I couldn't do it, but they can, and they're awesome for it. I've got friends up here who I may not keep in contact with like I should. You know, we may not talk every day, but once in my life, they were there for me when I needed them. And if I called them right now today, they would be there for me again. And they are awesome for that. Then I've got my Facebook friends. Shout out to Pastor Mike. You know these people, right? You've either never met them, or you met them like once, but you gotta go home and friend request them on Facebook, just be nosy. I do anyway. What makes these people awesome to know? Do they support you? Do they uplift you? Do they in some way brighten your day? This dude does because he's hilarious. His Facebook cracks me up. Now, I'm not saying go home, go on your Facebook, or start going through your phone and cut loose all your friends that are not as awesome as you are. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is take note of the way that you interact with them. My pastor recently spoke on toxic relationships. You know, if you have friends that put you down, or that try and kill your dreams, or try and stifle the greatness and the awesomeness inside of you, you do need to cut these people loose. They will kill you. Maybe metaphorically speaking, but they will kill you nonetheless. Keep the awesome ones close. We've all heard that saying that those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Basically, I'm just saying, don't worry about the haters. Finally, appearances are everything sometimes. When I was getting this together, I was talking with my husband, shooting some ideas past him. He said, well, don't you mean first impressions are everything? And I was talking with someone else, and I said, well, don't you mean perception is everything? And I really stopped, and I thought about this, and I said, no, I think I mean appearances are everything. I cannot control, right this minute, the way you are perceiving me. I cannot control that. All I can control is the way I appear to you. Let's take this guy. All right, so you meet him. And he's got a great smile. You know, he's doing the thumbs up. Nice suit. He's clean cut. Let's say you met him in person. He's happy. He's energetic. He speaks well. He really gives you a great first impression. So 3 weeks from now, you're walking through the store and you're doing your shopping thing, and you see this guy, and he's got some busted up blue jeans, and he's got chicken parmesan still on his shirt from last night, and he's screaming at his wife, he's shoving his kids around. What do you think? My first impression is out the window. All I'm looking at is how he appears to me now. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should judge, and I'm not saying that people can't have a bad day. Everybody has bad days. You know, nobody's perfect, contrary to what I may believe. But when you're getting ready to go out, kind of stop and take a look at your appearance. See how you're presenting yourself to the world that you're about to encounter. You know, would you be comfortable running into your boss the way you look? Or running into your future spouse? Or running into someone from high school that, you know, they were always that person? You know, would you want them to see you looking like that? Or would you want them to see you and be like, wow, she's done good for herself. He's done great for himself. The way you appear is important. I've kind of taken it upon myself recently. I've made a commitment that when I go out, because my sister's nervous, my hair may be a little bit crazy, but I have on clothes that match, and I have on makeup. That is my thing that I'm doing. I'm not doing it for anybody out there. I'm not doing it for, you know, what people think about me. I'm doing it for the way that I want to present myself to the rest of the world. So appearances are everything sometimes. Okay, I'm going to give you an instant makeover. Everybody smile. See? You already look more awesome. Already. Okay, in closing, I want you to think about the things that have been presented here tonight. Get to know yourself. It's okay. Research yourself a little bit. Study yourself a little bit. Really become aware of yourself. Connect to a higher being. Search for something that gives you meaning in your soul and in your spirit. Get out there and get active. You know, go join the YMCA or something. Get a walking buddy. Go up to Nathan Dean, run around the track. Learn something new. Learn a new language. They've got these things you can get the kid plugged into your computer, and 5 minutes a day, and you're going to be speaking Japanese or something next week. Learn something new. Take time for yourself. I mean, really, no kids, no husband, no wife, no mom, no dad. Just take time for yourself. Surround yourself with awesome friends. You know, when you go out and you meet someone new, really take the time to evaluate them and what you can do for them and what they can do for you. Surround yourself with people that are awesome. Go out and genuinely inspire awe in someone else. Be that person that people want to be. That's not conceited. It's not arrogant. It's not rude. It's okay to think highly of yourself. Be that person. Once again, I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I really want to thank Truthway Community Worship Center for allowing me to use their facilities. Again, I want to thank my family for keeping me going, for pushing me to strive harder, be greater, do more. I really do want to thank my awesome husband for picking a date. That's an inside joke. It's all good. I've got a list of my sources up here. If you have any questions about them, you can speak with me afterwards for more information. I've got some things on the back as you go out if you want to pick up, just to take with you, put it in your car, put it in your wallet, just to remind you to be the most awesome you. God bless you all, and y'all have a Merry Christmas.